Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hello and welcome to another action-packed episode of Three Geeky Dads, the show featuring dads that are getting way too old for this shit. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
And joining us as always is the Leo Getz to our Riggs and Murtaugh, Tito.
Hi, everybody. You know, dude, I was
almost going to say Renee
I was
Russo,
hoping upon
just
hope.
To be a jerk, but
And you would say Leo Getz. I really was.
Whatever. What? Oh, we'll get to that.
That's this one.
Oh, God. Tonight, sadly, marks the last episode in our series of four movies. Four movies for the fourth month, that is May. All number fours in the movie franchise, which we have been doing now for 4 years.
Yeah.
A lot of
Since
fours.
the beginning.
Since the beginning of time.
Geeks have always recorded a series of fours.
I don't think anybody has. I think it was just us.
I think it is us. I think we're the only ones.
We have started a revolution.
We originated.
We watch this shit, so you don't have
That's right.
to.
You wait. Entertainment Rants is going to pick up on this real soon. Because we love them, and they love us. They're good guys.
Yeah, they
Shout
are.
out
I like
shout
this
out to
setup, yeah.
Entertainment Rants.
Go
You
ahead,
guys rock.
continue.
Well, anyway, this has been a fantastic series, if I do say so myself. See what I did?
Four-stick series.
Tonight, the dads end this series with a bang. Many bangs, in fact, as we look at the fourth installment of the Buddy Cop Classic series, Lethal Weapon 4. The tagline for this movie stated, "The gang's all here." And indeed they are, along with Target version Batman villains, shark attacks, kung fu, and a lot of stand-up. But before we jump streets with cars and get our asses chewed out by our commissioner over property damage and how the mayor's breathing down his neck, we have our appetizer to start us off with this cuisine of cop foolery. And for that, I turn things over to our own Kung Fu master of cutlery, Brian.
Hey-o.
Give me a scotch, I'm starving.
So John McClane and Zeus, Nick Angel and Danny Butterman, Agent J and Agent K, the list of buddy cops goes on for seemingly, well, ever. And because tonight we geeky dads are taking a look at the ultimate buddy cop partners, Riggs and Murtaugh, in the unfortunately lackluster Lethal Weapon 4, we thought it would be fun to come up with our own fantasy buddy cop duos. Strap in, because you know you're not too old for this shit. It's now time for our picks for our fantasy buddy cop duos.
Oh, you want me to start?
Would you like to start?
Sure.
All right.
I didn't get too deep into writing like
Thank
the whole
God.
premise or anything.
I didn't either.
I'm sorry. But my buddy cop team up would be John Mulaney and the Glover from Another Mother, Donald Glover.
Oh, damn.
Who I love. I think he's great. He's a good actor in general, but he's also very good,
Childish
comedy-wise.
Gambino.
Super talented.
But I think the two of them would be like a very odd couple, kind of, and they'd be humorous.
I think that would be a
and
great
work well.
couple.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, very funny.
And I would have their crazy captain be played by Christopher Walken,
Oh, God.
and I would have them face off
excellent.
against a crime boss that's they're trying to take down, played by Madman Nicolas Cage. Ooh. I would have him be off the rocker, kind of zany. Nick Cage.
Which is what he's best
There you
at.
go.
I'd see that.
Yep,
Absolutely.
lots of fun moments and blow-ups and
Lots of blow-ups.
explosions.
Yeah. Ton of blow-ups.
It's like any action movie.
So many
A lot of
blow-ups.
blowouts.
Yeah. It's going to make your head spin.
Rafts,
A lot of
dolls,
tires being floats.
all kind of balloons, all kinds of blow-ups.
I dig walking as the commissioner. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Oh, so do I. He plays funny. So,
You guys, you're blowing things up.
Too many blow-ups.
Too many.
I got the mayor breathing down my neck.
Mayor McCheese. Would be the mayor. What about you?
Sir, the bad guys got away. Watch it! Wow! Wow! Mine is, here we go. He's a highly decorated officer who's more brain than brawn. and his methods help crack the cases. He's a loose cannon who has a hard time playing by the rules. Opposites attract in this heart-pounding thriller starring Rick Moranis as Templeton Hash and John Candy as Bo Doonesbury. This summer, catch all the action and and laughs in Temple and Doom.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
Very good. You know what? I thought it was Tom Atkins was going to be.
Oh, man.
absolutely.
Hey, just
Oh,
wait.
no.
You
Tom Atkins of Lethal
Taquito,
Weapon 1.
as if on cue, with Tom Atkins as the chief, Alyssa Milano as any 80s action
Cheeto's
movies.
like, called it.
With
Milano.
Alyssa Milano as
Nice.
any 80s action movie sexy cop, Fiona Hart. And because it's an 80s action movie and needs to be out of date with some out of date racism, the one black guy is a bad guy, played by Eddie Murphy as Big Bad Voodoo Gumby. One packs the punch, the other packs a healthy lunch. Temple and Doom, you have the right to remain hysterical.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very
Awesome.
nice.
I am not reading mine after
Dude,
that.
had
I
a
was
long
like racking
time
my
thinking
brain
about
for
that.
like a name for my movie.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Yep.
Temple and
Mark
Should've had
taking
to
it,
go last.
taking it to the house.
Damn.
Well, sadly, it can't be done because of the dearly departed John Candy.
Yeah.
But in another life, in
Oh,
another
you know, they-
multiverse, I
they
am
could
making
deep
this
fake him.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so.
Well, Rick Moranis got punched in the face and crawled back into his hole. So
Poor Rick
we're not going to
Moranis.
see him
Who
either.
punches Rick Moranis?
He paid that guy to punch
I
him
was
in the
gonna
face.
You
say.
think so?
I think he paid him. Come on,
Yeah.
man. Who's walking around punching Rick
People are
Moranis
talking
in the
about
face?
me making a comeback. Bang!
All he had to do.
Forget that.
All you had to do was show up in Ghostbusters. You would have been fine.
Yeah,
true.
That
Hey,
was
a
a missed
guy-
opportunity. I got to admit.
Oh, Dana, it's you. You know what I did? I turned my TV on
Who
real
brought
loud
the dog?
so that everybody thought there'd be something wrong with it. Okay, I'll give you a call. I can have a shower. Sorry, go ahead. Who's next, Brian?
Do you want me to go next?
Tito?
I can go.
All right,
I can go.
I guess I'm last.
Do you want to go next, Brian?
Nope, go ahead.
Because you can.
I'll end this off with a thud.
All right. So
Way to be excited about your own movie.
I got a little something, nothing too crazy though. All right. So we got Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep.
He's a badass cop that is on the brink of suspension.
Oh.
Right? Internal Affairs gives him one last chance to clean up his act and partners him with, you stole my guy, John Candy.
Wow.
Yeah. An Internal Affairs investigator to keep tabs on him. Hilarity ensues. My movie's just called Dead Weight.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
nice.
not
Wait.
just nothing.
Just not. Yeah.
That's a Van Damme and John Candy.
There's a couple of
movie.
Johns paired together.
Yeah.
I am
Depending
Jean.
on how you pronounce
I am
it.
Jean.
And they fight people. It's fun. Van
been
Damme
the
does
Predator.
splits. John Candy's hilarious. Yeah, John Candy's in every movie that I ever want to make.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. Love him.
Yeah. He's missed. He's
Very,
definitely missed.
very much.
And I want to say too, just going back to this real quick, other than Vampire in Brooklyn, I've never seen Eddie Murphy play a bad guy. Has he? I know he's played like criminals and stuff, but lovable ones. Like,
No, yeah, he's always a star. He's never
but
like
I'm
never
talking
been a
like
villain
a
outside
villain,
of
like
no
kind of
Vampire in Brooklyn.
But
yeah.
the way like Vince Vaughn was the villain in Starsky and Hutch, I feel like Eddie Murphy could have had a lot of
Yeah.
fun where he's hysterical
Yeah, I
and
could see that.
charming, but he's the bad guy, so
Yeah.
he'll
No, yeah,
still kill
he's
people.
He's either the hero or he's the
Yeah.
love interest.
I want him to be the
comedy.
diplomatic immunity villain in Lethal Weapon 2, but
Hmm.
just as, more Eddie Murphy-ish.
Just more.
Is it a Coming to America crossover?
Prince of Keith. Yeah, he's just murdering hookers left and right.
Get on the plastic. Go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. You're fine, baby.
Arsenio's taking the
No,
fall.
man, I'm just having the ceiling redone.
Go ahead. Get that shit out of here.
That's why he can never be the bad guy. That laugh.
You'd be rooting for him.
No, that's, yeah.
Well, that's why you got John Candy in there. But that's enough of my... Sorry, Brian.
Go ahead,
No,
Brian.
no,
Go ahead.
no.
What do you got?
What you got? He's
All
ready.
right, so I like a good pun. I also like a good cop and dog duo, like Turner and Hooch. So I thought that for my pick, I would take Toto from The Wizard of Oz, pair him up with Tango from Tango and Cash, and team them up in a movie titled Toto Tango.
That is awesome.
Oh, no.
That is fantastic.
It's as lame as it sounds, a cop and his canine partner just driving around solving crimes together.
That's pretty good.
Toto Tango, coming this
little.
summer.
Hooch should show up and get jealous and eat Toto.
I'd like to see Cujo go after him.
Dogfight.
There you go.
He gets lost for like 3/4 of the movie. He's so small. They're just like, where's my partner?
And your little dog, too. So that's it.
Margaret Hamilton.
Toto Tango.
Margaret Hamilton's facing off with Toto, chasing him with a bike. Kurt Russell comes in and just shoots her in the head. It's all in the reflexes, bitch.
Originally, mine was like a heist movie, and the more I fleshed it out, the more I was like, oh, this is already a movie. I was legit. I was like, I can't do this. This
It's all been
done. This movie has been done. Yeah, it totally.
It's all
I was straight up stealing another movie.
I almost wanted to go with like with Dante and from
Randall?
Clark's-
Oh,
Randall
Dante
and
and Randall,
Randall and
yeah.
Dante. Yeah, Like,
Absolutely.
But
Don't give Kevin Smith any more
no,
ideas.
no, exactly.
They'll run with it.
Dante's Inferno.
For all we know, that was Cop Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
Yeah.
that is true now that you say that.
The streets are hell.
Cop out.
Dante's Inferno coming this summer.
He wasn't even supposed to be here today.
This appetizer was Derek's brainchild. So awesome.
Yeah,
awesome
yeah,
one
good
today.
Yeah, that
pick,
was a lot
good
of
pick.
fun.
A lot of fun with this one. I like when we make up our own movies.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
3GD presents.
Sweet.
Uh-huh.
All right, shall we get to the main course?
Let's do
All
it.
right, rock and roll.
Let me put my bib on. So it's gonna get messy.
That's the movie I want to make. No, here's the main course. Okay. We all love our buddy cop movies, be it Tango and Cash, Bad Boys, Rush Hour, or Maniac Cop 1 and 2.
Ooh.
The last one not really, but come on. But what did I write here?
Oh, boy.
Buddy, perhaps.
Buddy.
All right, let's try that again.
We're waiting.
You know, we all love our buddy cop movies, be it friggin' Tango and Cash, Bad Boys, Rush Hour, or Maniac Cop 1 and 2. But perhaps the most famous and one of the firsts was the Starsky and Hutch of our generation that was Riggs and Murtaugh in Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover set the rules that found its way into every buddy cop movie. The by-the-book officer paired with the reckless party animal, the bad guy with the cool second-in-command bad guy, an angry commissioner with the constant high blood pressure. I didn't proofread this one. And, of course, the moment when they get drunk and open up about their backstories involving an accidental shooting, dead wife, or that time you stopped Reggie Jackson from assassinating the Queen. Well, Naked Gun for you there. Lethal Weapon had
the
it
Yankee
all.
Clipper.
It's Enrico Palazzo. Lethal Weapon had it all. Action, comedy, and evil Gary Busey. Lethal Weapon 2 had it all and more with action, comedy, Pesci, and diplomatic immunity. Lethal Weapon 3 had it all, but somehow less with action, Pesci, comedy, Russo, hockey, and a Boyz II Men song. Lethal Weapon 4 had it all and most of it. This fourth film throws out all the realism and instead throws in everything, including the kitchen sink. Its plot is mixed in with tons of unfunny improvising, scene-stopping, let Chris Rock perform his stand-up, but keep it clean. Kung fu that would actually kill these two cops in less than 5 minutes. And subplot situation family comedy to make sure this film hits 2 hours. It's long, sloppy, much like this intro. Nasty, hastily put together, also like this intro. And you find out, it's actually kind of racist. It has its fans of the franchise either saying, sure, why not? Or to quote Leo Katz, whatever. Either way, it's a solid pick for another. All together, lads.
Drink till it's good.
Brian, stop.
Give us a drink. Get them all a drink there.
Hi, Lloyd. A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Tired, I'm wasted.
Is that an alcoholic beverage? I'd sell my grandmother for a drink.
Oh, just call me Billy. Everyone does.
Crazy drunk drivers. Some folks have a strange idea to entertain.
They do if they're listening to this episode. Oh, this took a lot out of us, guys. This series of 4, there were some winners.
It's a rough month.
It was
It's a rough month. These are some
yeah.
crappy movies.
Well, We watch them, so you don't.
You don't
right?
have
Isn't
to.
that- So, Lethal Weapon 4, directed by Richard Donner, a.k.a. Forget It, Raj, it's Chinatown, a.k.a. New Jack Shit City, a.k.a. whatever, a.k.a. Hill Street Poo, and a.k.a. In the Heat of the Suck. Starring Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, Chris Rock, Rene Russo, the guy who's the captain in all those movies, and also
Jet
Danny
Li.
Glover's partner in Predator 2, and the commissioner in Demolition Man. He's the commissioner and everything. And, of course, Jet Li. And,
As the beaver.
And the
as the
blonde
beaver.
lady.
And the blonde lady as the beaver.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That was not planned.
Mrs. Who's she married to? Is it the
Rene Russo.
Oh, Riggs
no,
is a
no,
therapist.
Oh,
yeah,
Mary Ellen Trainor.
the Chucky guy, right?
The Chucky guy.
The
Yeah.
Chucky, the guy who built Chucky.
No. That's
Chucky.
Catherine Hicks and Kevin Yeager. I believe it's Robert Zemeckis' wife.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen
Oh, that's
Trainor.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
6 Degrees of Suck.
Opening thoughts before we dive into
Well, let's
this?
not forget Darlene Love, who was like the greatest Christmas
That's
song
right.
of all time.
She is she's got one of the best Christmas albums in general.
Darlene Love.
Yes, my favorite.
Riggs' wife.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's right.
Sorry,
Best
Darlene
Christmas
Love.
song ever.
Whatever.
Fine. Darlene Love is the beaver. The beef.
Myrtle, I thought so.
What are your thoughts, Derek?
Built a dam in my bedroom.
How to open this
I'm sure in the minority here, but I like this movie. I don't find too much wrong. I mean, there's plenty wrong with it, but I can overlook pretty much all of it. I have always enjoyed this movie, and I don't know if it's because it was the first one that I saw in the theater that I like, because growing up, I didn't really watch too many action movies in the 80s and 90s. I was more fantasy and sci-fi and eventually horror, but this was the first one that I saw, and I liked it, and I liked it when we rewatched it, especially now that I've seen the other ones. And
So you saw this Lethal Weapon first
before
the other three.
Yeah, in whatever year this came out, I saw it in the theater. It's the only one that I had seen in the theaters.
So did the other ones look a
98.
lot better by comparison, or
that you can see that the trend was going downhill, but
being that this was the first one that you saw, did it have like a special place in your heart because it was your introduction to all these characters, or?
No, not really. I mean, because they're not that great of characters that like would stick with me.
At least not in this movie.
No, I mean, well, and Danny Glover, probably. This was long before Mel Gibson went, douchebaggery.
This is your Hellraiser 4.
This is my Hellraiser 4. Yeah,
Wow.
it says.
Wow, this is Derek month.
Huh?
This is your Hellraiser 4. This is your movie.
No, I mean,
just
I had
Hellraiser
never- I've
4.
never
yeah,
seen any
Tito
of the
hadn't seen any of them.
Hellraisers.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean? Any of the
All
Lethal
right.
Weapons.
I
So,
thought you
yeah,
would see
I-
Hellraiser 4 first in the movie theater.
And I liked that it was kind of like, all right, years later after the first series, because they waited a while to make
They
the
did.
fourth,
Yeah.
So it was like they let them age,
Yeah.
which they
And-
were already
and not like a fine wine.
no. But
wrong,
it was
babe?
also not just my introduction to him, but I think America's introduction to Jet Li.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Oh, that's the first.
Same.
That was the
and
first American movie.
Yeah,
he was
he's
in.
great in this. I mean, he's quiet and he's short, so he like, and the way that kind of Mel Gibson insults him and plays off of what the audience would kind of view him as, but then he in the end just is bad. Like
He's lethal.
he's lethal. It's awesome. He's a lethal weapon. He is the lethal weapon that. Finally, the movie series gave us an actual lethal weapon in the film.
Should have called this
Well, you're
movie
working backwards, man.
Another Lethal Weapon.
Martin Riggs is a straight up lethal weapon in those earlier films. He is dangerous to
he's
be
a
around.
ticking time bomb. That's
Yeah.
what he is.
He's gonna kill everything around him.
Yeah.
But he mellows.
And he doesn't care.
By part
And
3, he
doesn't care.
mellows.
Yeah.
You find love with Rene Russo. You get yourself another dog. That's
Oh yeah, they got another dog.
you start hanging out with Raj and his adorable family. It's gonna happen. You're gonna mellow.
Yeah, he cracked his armor.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not too bad.
All right. Brian?
Yeah, I saw this one in the movie theater too, but I had also seen the other three, unlike Derek. And I wasn't all that impressed back then. And then I don't think I've revisited it until last week when we watched it together. And
Did you say that when you were walking out of the theater? Yeah, I'm not impressed.
I don't know what I was saying back then, but I mean, Jesus Christ, that was how many years ago?
You were like, I spent $675 on this.
This is like the Indiana Jones 4 of the Lethal Weapon movies, where they should have left it at 3.
Yeah.
You know, so much time had passed. It's like we really didn't need a fourth one, but they brought it out anyway, and it was kind of fun to see the characters again. Jet Li was great as a bad guy, but the story was messy. The jokes were forced.
Yeah.
They tried too hard to make Pesci funny in this one, and it fell flat. Yeah. Where it was like more natural in parts 2 and 3.
Yeah, I really,
it was passable, but they should have stopped at 3.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Tito?
Yeah, I've never been a fan of this film. I love the first one so much. It's so. I mean, it's interesting to see that. You know, the progression, because the first one is so edgy and just dark. It has funny moments, but it's dark.
It would have been good on it, like as a standalone film. Like if they hadn't even
if
bothered
they just
to continue.
made this movie one day,
like where it ends with him, you know, giving the bullet to Danny Glover and say, tell your dad I don't need this, and you know,
I love Chris Rock. I think he's one of the, he's top 5 for me as far as stand-up comedians go. I think he's funny and smart and insightful. And they were like sticking stand-up in there that was just terrible. It was all terrible.
How dare you?
That the jokes he was telling and then trying to play off Joe Pesci was terrible too. Yeah. And it had a couple of moments. That had a couple of moments that I liked. Jet Li's awesome. But I almost feel he's like wasted. He's wasted. It was like his first role in a
especially where a couple of the kills
it was like a big deal.
They were garrots, and it's like he could have just
really
seen
the
some
shit out of
really interesting
used his skills
action.
showed everybody
kick someone's nose up into their skull.
What he was really capable of.
Because if you're trying to introduce that like Chinese style of like fight choreography, there's really nothing for him to play off of. Yeah, because they're old and like Chris Rock. Maybe if Chris Rock was a different character who could maybe match him physically, that might be cool. But he's not. He's fucking. He's
Sergeant Jackie Chan.
Right. If Jackie Chan had gotten Murtaugh's daughter pregnant, that movie is a 10. Right? And he doesn't find out till it's born.
At the end when they're all at the hospital,
looking at they're looking at Jackie,
and they're about to take the picture that goes on for like that. Then a nurse comes out with a little Asian baby.
And the baby looks like half squat from
and that's how it
Tropic
ends.
Thunder.
Right, and then it just ends.
Why does this baby love the Beach Boys?
It just ends. I would love that movie.
That would be a much more satisfying ending.
But yeah, I mean, it's not the worst film, but it's not even a movie that I stop and watch when it's on TV. It just isn't. It's not for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm kind of indifferent to this one. I love the Lethal Weapon movies, but I don't need to go back and see this one. I remember seeing it in the theater, and I thought it was kind of cool as a kid because I liked, Jet Li, a kung fu, awesome, good stuff.
Yeah.
But going back and trying to watch it, this is a really boring movie. Jet Li it should not be in this film because he's too good for this movie. He's too good a villain. And the problem is, like you said, there's a story in here, but it's muddled with tons of Joe Pesci and Chris Rock improvising and improvising.
Like the producers clearly were like, "Oh, just do your thing.
Yeah,
just do your thing."
Do
and
it.
It's
and
like,
we'll just
no,
keep it
guide
going.
them, direct them in a way where it's not overdone.
But then they try to kind of put in this story that has a mystery, the four fathers and all this stuff that they have to decode, and it's like you don't have time for that if you're doing sitcom plots like Butters got Roger's daughter pregnant, but he thinks he's gay and coming on to it. It's like we don't need any of this.
I thought that was fun. I like
it's funny in and of itself, but there's not in this film because there's so much more that should be going on, and it just doesn't need to be in this particular movie. And I mean, that's what I think anyhow. And yeah, there's some moments that are okay, but for the most part, it was kind of boring. I really liked the first one. The second one is actually my favorite out of all of them. I just love the whole diplomatic immunity thing, and just how much of a jack off that guy is.
That's the one with the South Africans.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is
Like,
it-
but you're black.
Is Max von Sydow the bad guy in that?
No, it's the bad guy from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I can't remember
Oh,
his
yeah. He looks like
But
Max von Sydow.
He totally does.
Von
And he's
Sideshow.
got that great diplomatic immunity, and it's just been revoked.
He was Hans in like the
The Mighty Duck
in the
movies.
Mighty Duck
yes,
movies.
yeah.
yeah.
The ski
And
shop guy.
he had a second in command who actually is the one responsible for Riggs' wife's death, and so it ties back into that. It's cool. And the
Kill his
third one's
girlfriend.
good. Yeah, the third one, you get Rene Russo, you get some more ass kicking in it. It's not as good as the first two, but still rounds out a nice trilogy.
Yeah.
And then this fourth one comes along, and it just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like a Lethal Weapon film. It feels like it's trying to be a Lethal Weapon movie, but it isn't because it can't decide, should we focus on slapstick comedy or a really
Or a
kick-ass
police procedural
martial,
kind of-
or a
yeah.
martial arts movie, or this, had some good moments. Not the worst thing we've watched, and it's certainly,
No.
I'll watch it before I ever watch Indiana Jones 4 again.
Hell yeah.
But I would have to say it's kind of just a meh film. And I love Joe Pesci, and I just wanted him to die in this movie.
Yeah.
You know?
He was so annoying.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need that. You got your catch thing. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's okay. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
why are we adding to
Yeah,
it?
why'd you?
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got. I think it's hilarious every time he does it.
Yeah.
But when you mix in the whatever, and then it's like, oh.
But
No,
the com-
he
but
was
the com-
brilliant
Come
in
on,
the
though.
earlier
Yeah.
ones. We
Come on,
had-
the
But
scene
the
at
comment. Oh, sorry.
But the
go
scene
ahead.
at the beginning when they're in the boat and the shark.
No, that's horrible.
That was hilarious.
That's terrible.
I love that scene.
that movie, that scene went on way too long.
Yeah,
That scene, that shark overstayed its welcome.
it was like, so they're fishing, right?
Yeah.
And then a giant boat full of like Chinese immigrants crashes into them. Amazing, great idea. Put it on paper.
Yeah. It was really like any idea.
I would have greenlit it.
Any idea that they had, they just said, throw it in. Let's just get high and
Insane.
throw it. Shark attacks, kung fu,
Yeah.
a wannabe Batman villain. Let's get Target version of Firefly in there.
Showdown at the docks at the end.
Yeah.
And that scene, because I rewatched the first one, like it's been a while, but that scene in the beginning with the guy in the fire suit, was that intersection the same one as the end of the first movie?
Yeah.
Is that the same one? It'd be cool if it was.
Cooler if it was.
But it was a supervillain torching an entire town, and the cops don't show up for
In the rain. Let's remind them in the rain.
That's right.
Yeah.
This fire is indestructible.
He spent the night listening to Adele and he wanted to set fire to the rain.
Well, he did have a Walkman.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, he
That's
was jamming
right.
out.
All right, well let's go into it because we're talking about the beginning right now. This is really how the
opening
movie.
scene.
This is how this movie opens
Sure.
up. We got aging. Actually, I shouldn't say aging because Danny Glover he's in great shape. But he's jacked. He's built in this film.
Yeah, we see him in his undies.
And you got your usual buddy
That's right.
cops.
The skivvies.
You've got the
Doing the
comedy between the two of them, and they're facing off against basically, like I said, a supervillain with a flamethrower, and he's torching the entire town in the pouring rain. But yet somehow the fire is not out by any means. There's not even smoldering smoke. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's really strong fire. So we got
Napalm.
we just got the two of them cracking jokes. They're behind the car. Oh, you're going to be a granddaddy. You're going to be a daddy. You're going to be a daddy. You're going to be a father. Whatever. This is going on for like 10 minutes, and this guy is setting the entire town on fire.
And nobody's doing anything about
There's
it.
nobody out on the street. There's like nobody running. There is nothing. It's like you're
We got
watching
it all blocked off.
because it's like you're watching one of those like performances at MGM Studios.
Oh.
That's
the
exactly.
stunt
yeah,
show.
it's very
It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
oh, we're watching a stunt show. Okay, it's all well planned. So that's the kind of movie you get.
Yeah.
You know right off the bat that any like kind of hard hitting dark realism that the other films offer totally out
Out
the
the
window.
window.
Yeah.
They're too old.
This is a comedy.
This
Yeah.
is,
It's a
They're too
straight up
old.
action comedy in this.
well, it definitely it does.
Whereas the other
Yep.
ones have some comedic like stuff in it, but for the most part are action movies.
There's a few fight scenes, but this movie's trying to make up for the lack of, Mel Gibson's ability to fight the bad guy with just more explosions.
Yeah.
Let's like blow a bunch of shit up.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's start the show with a guy that looks like Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan, who got lost on his way to see George McFly
Down at Twin Pines.
Complete with Walkman.
Complete with the
His
Walkman.
Walkman. And of course, he's listening to metal because only bad people listen
Darth
to metal.
Vader said he was going to melt my brain.
You're my density.
Already, we're writing a better movie.
If Crispin Glover was in this,
Oh, hell yeah.
absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's such a good bad guy.
He was the best thing about Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he's like the dude with
the thin man guy.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah, he was the henchman, right?
yeah.
He's obsessed with the hair or whatever.
Awesome in
that's
Friday.
right.
Awesome in Friday the 13th Part 4. Has the best dance in any horror film.
Yeah.
It's that awesome dance. Yep. So where do we go from here? What's next? You
It's
probably
a year
know this
later,
movie
I
better
think.
than I do.
Right?
It's a,
Nine
is it
months.
9 months
goes by.
later.
Yeah,
Nine months later.
right?
Yep.
Yep.
Because Riggs just finds out in
Oh,
that
yeah,
scene that he's having a kid.
That's right.
He
We get the
doesn't know.
time jump in this movie too.
He doesn't
And
know
this
he's
movie
having
gets-
a
That's
kid.
right. That's right. Because they're both the girlfriend and
The oldest daughter. And is pregnant with Chris Rock's kid. See, this doesn't sound like a Lethal
Yeah.
Weapon movie already.
Yeah.
I feel like we're describing a soap opera.
Was this one of those
The
movies?
days
that
of
they-
our rigs.
Was this one of those movies where they had the script and they decided to like make it into
Make
a
it a
Lethal
Lethal
Weapon
Weapon
movie?
movie.
You know, like we
Imagine
talked about it with
that,
other movies
with
too.
like Jet Li in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pregnant women.
Well, we already signed Jet Li, so
Well, Jet
You know,
Li's
like
on
we
board.
talked
We
about,
paid
like,
him.
Stick some pregnant ladies in there. Something for the women.
half of the
to
Die Hard
relate
movies
to.
were not Die Hard movies. They just like, hey, let's make this a John
Yeah.
McClane vehicle
Oh,
instead.
yeah.
You know.
I honestly, I want to say no, only because Donner's a part of the film. So I
that's
figure,
true.
Like, he'd be like, "No, man, this is my shit. I'll make
Yeah.
my own fucking stupid movie.
Yeah.
I don't need your stupid movie. I can make my own stupid movie.
That's right.
I'm Richard Donner. I'll make all the stupid movies I want." And he did.
And
he did.
Lethal Weapon 4.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Speaking of
the dead-eyed
the
cast of the Christmas Express movie. The train one with Tom Hanks.
Oh, the Polar Express.
Polar Express.
This is Christmas Express.
Yeah, yeah, and
The Dead-Eyed Kids.
yeah, seriously,
You're not wrong.
right? That was
They're-
Richard Donner.
Yeah.
That was Richard
No.
Donner.
No,
Right?
that was
That was Zemeckis?
Robert
That was
Oh,
Zemeckis.
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 I get them
Oh, you're
confused
right.
sometimes, too.
Thank you.
I get them
too.
I almost said Zemeckis.
they're probably all hanging out.
They were
Yeah,
all.
I
They were
know.
all.
They're all getting
Yeah,
stoned in
Richard
the same
Donner,
bar.
Spielberg and
They all knew one
All
another.
those cats, Lucas, they're
Yeah.
all.
Lucas wasn't invited.
No.
They
Jerking
hated.
over-
No,
Lucas
they
doesn't
never
get
invited
invites
Lucas.
anymore.
No.
I feel like if Spielberg's invited, he probably brings Lucas.
No, I
All
feel
right,
like
Steven,
I feel
you
like
can
all the other
come.
guys are like, Steven, okay,
You-
but don't tell George.
Don't tell George.
Don't tell George this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. He had nothing to do with the Tales from the Crypt stuff. All the rest of them did. Although I don't think Spielberg did. But
Only
like
if he
Robert
brings the
Zemeckis,
lightsabers.
Richard Donner. Yeah, if he brings the toy lightsabers.
If he brings the lightsabers, he
Some
can come.
vintage
Otherwise, don't
action.
tell him that we're hanging out.
Oh, you guys are making a Lethal
Guys,
Weapon movie?
Seriously, if he shows up one more time with his hand up that Yoda puppet's ass,
For all we know, Jet Li was his idea.
George Lucas's?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I wanted him to be digital, and
Yeah.
I wanted him to be from Thailand.
What if he shoots fire?
They should fight aliens.
He originally had swords, but instead of a garrote.
he's got these mind powers. They're not Jedi mind tricks, but they're. It's an ancient Chinese secret.
yeah.
So they're not Jedi, Mr. Lucas? No, they're Chedai. Chedai. Is that? Can we get away with that? My billions of dollars say that we can. Yeah. Jet Li, the Chedai, the Chedi. That's even better. Steven, get him out of here.
Take him home, cut him off. Let's go.
Come on.
He hasn't even had one drink yet.
It's already started.
Just the way he is.
Donner's giving me the finger, Steven. He's right to do so. Go home.
Well, George, you just have to,
George, you just got to stop.
enough's enough.
Done, man. Back then, I was known as the fifth Beatle. No, you weren't, George. Yeah, so
What else happened?
what
in
the
this
hell
one?
happened?
Yeah,
So it
so-
is 9 months later. We've got him.
They're
And we're
getting
still
promoted.
talking about
They
this
get-
movie.
they're getting
9 months
promoted.
later.
Well, they get promoted. because of all the property damage they allowed to happen, so they could bebop and scat behind the car.
They don't want him doing anything.
Yeah.
So they're going to give him
promote him.
Yeah.
Captains.
Instead of giving him desk jobs, they promote him to captain.
This
yes.
is the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. Man.
See, I thought that part was one of the least funniest parts of this movie. The forced captain.
That they get promoted.
Captain?
Yeah.
My captain?
It's like, that's been done before. It's just use the word doctor.
Yeah, they are promoted, and then we cut to them fishing, right? Where it's right, or is it when they're fishing off? Roger finally gets his boat.
Mark, your guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. That's how it's playing in my head.
Yes,
And
they're
it's
on
not
the boat
because
with
I
Leo.
just want to get through this.
There's a talking shark on the boat. And they're fishing.
We could have a talking shark. Spielberg, you like
And he's
Jaws?
doing kung fu. He's dressed like Jet Li, and he kung fu kicks Leo right off the boat into a bunch of Chinese immigrants,
Once again, a better movie.
and they float up along the ocean.
Yeah, no, they catch a shark, and Joe Pesci and Danny Glover and Mel Gibson are all staring
They're
at
giving
the
him
shark.
a hard time.
Yeah, they're pushing Pesci toward the man-eating shark. Whatever. It's just mind-numbingly awful. And then a giant boat appears from out of nowhere. You don't hear it coming. You don't,
As boats do.
As boats do. Just Batmaned its way right in.
It was a boat full of ninjas.
You don't hear those coming.
No, but it is a boat full of Chinese people, immigrants that are being brought over illegally, and it I don't know how it does again, but somehow Roger's boat explodes because of it.
They crash into the boat.
They just crash into the boat. Something flies up in the air. There's an explosion.
The script said so.
The script said so.
Oh no, it was an oil, like one of the 55-gallon drums on the ship.
Oh, lands on the
Yeah.
puts a hole
Shoots
through
up
the
in the
boat.
air and comes down
starts
and
sinking. Yeah.
shoots right through the cheap boat.
And they end up with the water.
Apparently,
Not to Roger,
and
it wasn't.
And it sinks quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riggs didn't. I mean, Murtaugh didn't know a lot about boats.
Oh, he's been
like
working
he
on
said
that
he
boat
did.
for three
movies.
fucking movies,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He finally gets it on the water,
Yeah.
and somebody puts a hole in it.
And,
See,
along comes the
again,
Chinese.
genius.
Yeah.
Like that's genius. That's Marvel level shit. Like,
What a callback.
It's the boat. It's the boat. Dude, 3 movies he's been working on that boat.
That's true.
Oh, what happened to the boat? I mean, that would have been my reaction. I don't know.
That would have been a better reaction. Oh,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Jeez.
Derek.
He's going to short out the board over here.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Can I wipe my hand on your shirt?
Paper towels are over there, my friend.
Savage. Can't take that guy
The
anymore.
movie so bad it made Derek spew. Lethal Weapon 4.
Talk about foul-mouthed brewing.
Lethal Harder.
We're going to take a short break right now.
Okay.
Commercial break. Dark and foamy over here.
Let's all go to the lobby.
I think you got that far. I didn't get that far.
Let's all go to the lobby.
I didn't get hit.
ourselves a treat.
The spot that I got, I get the back. I didn't get anything on the top.
No, it's fine. Okay. I think you're okay.
I was worried.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, you didn't even say anything that funny. Like, I
Yeah, I don't know what
Thanks for nothing, Derek.
reacting to my.
You're not even funny, Mark. I don't know why I spit my beer everywhere.
All right, so coming back?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that little
No, that's fine.
explosion.
So yeah,
That's what she said.
No, she said thank you.
And then ew. Well, that was me. So now we're on the beach. Everything's under investigation. The boat, the explosion. They swim around and the shark chases them for 5 minutes, but nothing comes of that. Joe Pesci doesn't get eaten. It's not bit below the waist like
Unfortunately.
He has a
Which would
couple.
have been
He has a
awesome.
couple close calls in this movie where we're all like biting our nails. Like, are they gonna finally get rid of him?
No.
Is he? Oh no, he got away. All right.
No, we have too much. We have too much improvising for that. This is where we, of course, meet Chris Rock as Butters. Great last name.
Not to be confused with the South Park Butters.
Hey guys. That's awful.
That was pretty bad.
Terrible. Oh, Butters.
I forget his name in this movie.
Lieutenant? No,
When
Captain.
they say it, and I was
what
like,
the-
"That's his name in this
Officer
movie." That's
Butters?
so stupid.
Is he Officer Butters?
Butters. Who knows?
I don't know.
Detective-
Yeah, let me do Tito's job for him.
Detective Butters.
Detective
Dude,
Butters.
nobody needs to know what the fuck this guy's name is. Nobody, Derek, come on, man. Don't play games. His name is Lee Butters.
Lee Butters.
Lee Butters.
Sarah Lee.
Fucking Butters.
Lee Butters. It is Lee Butters.
Yeah, no, I got that. I got that shit on deck, Derek. What are we?
Oh, all right.
Tito's being Tito over here, Derek.
I got it on
did what you
deck.
told
Lee
him
Butters. What I did was
Talking this movie, it should be on the upper decker.
Yeah, Lee Butters shows up, and he's Chris Rock, being Chris Rock, but a very kind of dialed back Chris Rock. He's
Well,
just-
for now.
For now, anyway.
Until he
Yeah.
gets in the conversations with
Well,
guests.
he goes off a kind of a comedic rant
You get a
right
taste.
away.
Yeah, you get a little taste
he
of,
gets a little
I
taste
messed
of it.
up.
Yeah, he's tired of all the dead bodies he finds, and
It's like Butters.
yeah.
He's like
Like
overly
Butters.
friendly with Murtaugh.
Well, because he's trying,
Right.
trying to make a good impression. 'Cause he knows that his baby's mama is his daughter.
daughter.
Right.
Yeah,
But he doesn't know.
but we don't
Murtaugh
know.
does not
Yeah.
know.
We don't
We don't
know.
know yet.
I feel like that's
Yeah, see,
I
so
feel
I
like
think that's clever
I feel like
writing.
Murtaugh went 9 months without asking. Like, who's this kid's dad?
She probably spent 9
Why are you
months
still
making
in my
excuses.
house? Where's this kid's
See,
dad?
and this is why Batman is the world's greatest detective.
not Murtaugh.
Not Murtaugh.
Just give him a photo and a red pencil. He's gonna figure out.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
who's the
Everybody
Joker
knows
all
but
along.
him.
Yeah, he's aloof.
Everybody
He's a
knows
little
but him.
aloof in this
Even
movie.
Martin knows but
Yeah,
him.
they all know.
He's too busy spending his wife's erotica money.
Oh yeah, he's on the take.
Well, doesn't Rene Russo know and
Yeah.
tells Riggs
Yeah.
the whole thing, right? So
Yes.
there's a lot of gossip in this movie. Lethal Weapon 4, the gossip edition.
Yeah.
yeah.
And Riggs
Yeah.
keeps it quiet until they go and visit Uncle Benny.
Oh well, yeah.
Lethal
at the
Weapon
dentist.
4,
Yeah.
keep away from Murtaugh.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah.
'Cause that's what they're all playing, keep away.
I mean, there is that kind of again sitcom premise. That's the subplot of this movie,
Yeah.
just to make it longer,
Yeah.
and it's not needed because now we're introduced to the coolest thing
filler,
about
yeah.
this movie, and it's Jet Li. Jet Li is awesome in this film. He's an awesome villain, and I don't know. Maybe you agree, maybe not. There's a certain kind of villain that belongs in a Lethal Weapon movie, and for some reason, Jet Li is too cool for a Lethal Weapon movie.
Like
I
two
know
Lethal
disagree.
Weapons ago, he would have been awesome.
maybe
It'd be
that's what it
awesome.
is.
Yeah, I
But by
think
number
this
4,
plot in one of the earlier movies would have been awesome.
that
Yeah.
character, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
And that
and well,
plot-
just
and
the
that
idea,
plot
like the
line,
whole,
sure, yeah.
you know, him and Uncle Benny and the the forefathers,
Yeah.
and like the whole thing with the general, like
Yeah. Yeah, if that had been the third movie.
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they
he's-
were dealing with, international politics and stuff in the second film. The characters kind of grow in the
Yeah.
family. So I could see that happening if this were after 3. But for 4, and especially after what you just opened with, this is way too serious, badass stuff
yeah.
to be in a movie that just featured a flamethrower and a shark.
But then this movie would have been really lazy. Like they could have gone a very lazy route with the main villain for the movie.
It could have been like
So I mean, I think this is
Gary Busey's return from the dead.
you gotta keep it a little bit level. You can't let it completely sink because otherwise
Yeah, this.
it turns into like an Austin Powers movie.
But on the
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. He does make the movie watchable.
I would. There's just the marrying of it is just so sloppy that it
Yeah.
just is all over the place.
Yeah.
He
But
just-
it
he
is
just
something to
kinda-
break up.
It's
the
a
monotony.
shotgun wedding for
Yeah.
sure. This union.
But he is a badass. And do you want to explain Jet Li's motive? Because honestly, I'm kind of blanking.
So
on it.
Jet Li's
Kung Fu
brother
is his motive.
is one of these guys, these forefathers.
Right.
They are
Well, he's part of the triad.
yeah,
right?
the triads,
Yeah,
but there's 4 like prisoners of war basically or something, and they're being held captive by a corrupt Chinese general that's in America, and they want him to do. I don't remember who was behind the counterfeit money ring.
The brother
J-
of one of the Chinese
yeah,
immigrants,
right.
is the one that's making them, and they're leveraging the
Well,
Chinese
it's an uncle.
immigrants
I think it's an uncle.
to. It's an uncle.
It's an uncle,
They're
right.
leveraging
Oh, it's not his brother.
his family to make the uncle make the counterfeit
Counterfeit,
money, so
right.
they
No.
can pay off the guy to get. The
Oh, that's
forefathers
right.
back.
That's right. That's right.
See, you're both right because both
That's right,
plots
'cause
are
it's-
in this.
Well, no, I was
And
going to
this
say
is
the
plot number
leverage of the
5.
uncle. That's because they
It's a
they
dessert
in
topping.
turn
It's a floor wax. It's a
leverage
dessert
the other
topping.
guy's
It's a
uncle.
floor wax. Hey, you two, it's both.
Yeah.
Right, the family of
So that's the uncle.
those
The
ones.
family of the uncle to make.
There's
him
a lot of
make the
Asians in
money.
this movie,
Right.
So
Yeah.
you've got on the boat.
I mean, there are.
There's a family
Yep.
of
Yeah, so Murtaugh.
Chinese immigrants
Yep.
that end up at the Murtaugh's house.
Right.
Correct.
Roger takes them
Yes.
there because he feels bad for
And-
them. He feels for them.
And those guys, the patriarch of that family, his uncle, is kidnapped and being used to create this counterfeit money
Correct. By Jet Li.
by Jet Li, who's doing it for his uncle, his own uncle.
Yes.
Who is one of the captive 4, and he's trying to make this money so that he can pay off the general because they don't have the actual money.
Right.
Right.
Because they just got here, you know. They're gonna.
Everybody got that?
In China, you'd be dead by now.
In China.
And like
No,
Uncle
in Hong
and Uncle
Kong.
Benny
In
was
Hong
he
Kong.
just like facilitating or something?
I think
I
he's
think
triad,
so.
but he's American, and it's
Yeah.
more.
He's
as
he's
far
part
as
of the what's the word I'm looking for?
The triad.
Is he head of the crime family in that district, or
I think
he
in,
runs
in
that
America,
corner, doesn't
yeah,
he?
yeah.
I don't know
That's
though
his-
because
is
it
that
seems
his
like they
turf?
had been there before.
Which to Jet
Like
Li
they
is
they
a
like they were asking him
version.
questions and treating him like he was like, you know, just this go-to guy for information. And we'll make Uncle Benny talk.
Well, he's definitely a mob boss of sorts, but it's almost like you said, they've had run-ins with
Yeah.
him before, so he's so old, he's not that big a threat to him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why they do
Yeah.
go into his
He's played for
restaurant.
comic relief.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
He's
They
he's not
got the whole
badass.
back and forth with the
flick.
flight lice,
You
you
flick.
flick,
Yeah, you
which
flick.
would just would not fly today. I mean, I was sitting there like, oh,
I don't
this
care.
is
It's funny.
this is bad.
Yeah, but Uncle Benny's like a watered down triad.
He is.
Yeah.
He's old.
As far as
He-
Jet
yeah,
Li's
he-
concerned, like
Yeah.
the way they do things in America is not how
Yeah.
they do
Right.
things
He's very
back
Yeah,
in
because he
Hong
keeps
Kong.
saying
Yeah.
in
He's
not
America
failing it.
he'd be dead.
Yeah.
in Hong Kong.
He'd be dead.
Yeah, in Hong
Dead.
Kong.
So he's bringing this like level of edge to him,
Yep.
which you hope to see from like the forefathers, but that's
Yeah, the
Yeah,
the
that's-
forefathers
Very
is
long,
a bunch of old guys, and there's this long scene with giving them the glasses, and that has
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
the-
of
the
Dude,
real
that
old
shit's
one.
very
meaning.
90s. That whole stuff,
Yeah.
like the forefathers, the counterfeit money, that's very
Right.
like 90s.
Yeah.
Like Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah.
That's very
That was like a
like John Claude,
boilerplate plot from
Yeah.
back then.
Sure.
Yeah, and that would have worked.
Yeah, I like it.
Dude, make that movie with like young Steven Seagal.
No.
Yeah.
93
No.
Or
or
Jean
90,
Claude.
89, Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude.
Yeah.
Even
Watch,
Dolph
yes.
Lundgren, I'd watch that movie with Dolph
Oh,
Lundgren.
totally,
and Jet
with
Li.
Dolph Lundgren.
Like,
That'd
make
be
that
awesome.
movie. Take out some of the, there's not as funny stuff. Throw some jokes, whatever. But
How about Old and Alive, Brandon Lee? That would
Yeah,
be a good
what-
Brandon.
yeah,
right after
absolutely.
Rapid Fire.
after Rapid Fire,
Oh
like, that
man,
movie
definitely.
works for me 100%.
Yeah. But again,
this one-
kind of wasted here
And
because it's muddled with so much other crap.
I loved that period. I guess it's the late 90s when if you were a badass, you wore that brown leather jacket with the white sleeves and no collar. That was like the badass symbol.
Yep.
They were like, well, he's old. Give him the leather jacket,
Yep.
and that'll edge him up a little bit, you know? That like Wolverine jacket, you know? He's wearing that Hugh Jackman fucking brown leather jacket. It's like, yeah, he's still edgy. Not
That's how you
really.
got to do it. Yeah.
That is a nice jacket. I like that
I,
jacket.
you know,
I don't-
who knew Mel Gibson was more badass with a mullet? Like you cut that hair.
mean
and
without
it's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
I know.
I could take him.
That's cutting his power.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cut his
he
hair.
just-
I could take him.
He's like
yeah.
Samson.
Yeah,
he's-
totally.
Cut his hair, he
Yeah.
loses his power.
You're absolutely
I could
right.
take that guy.
So we got
Samson
some
and all.
other crap going on in this movie that is mentioned constantly. You've got Joe Pesci.
The
He's now a-
phones.
he's-
Remember when
yeah.
phones were a problem?
Remember phones were a problem.
That's
He's
what I
right.
got out of this movie. Damn, remember when roaming was a problem? That sucked.
I know.
So Joe Pesci.
What are these guys talking about?
Yeah.
Joe Pesci's a private eye now.
Yep.
He went
gumshoe.
from
Real estate,
real
right?
estate
Yeah.
to being a private eye because you just can, and poetry, and
Because George Lucas said so.
Yeah, so he's harassing Riggs and Murtaugh on the case, and I've got a great case. I'm following a dog, and it's a dog, but the dog bit me, so I had to replace the dog, and it's like, oh God,
Oh God, that's right.
please cut away to anything, but it doesn't. Chris Rock shows up and There's a whole conversation about cell phones
Mm-hmm.
that goes on for
And then Chris Rock
seemingly an
joins
hour.
in
Yeah.
in his own style.
And it's just not good. It needs to at least be cut down to be remotely funny. But by the time it finishes up, no wonder the movie's 2 hours long. There's an hour of shtick alone, and then
They allow too much to go on
and
too
they're like,
long.
"Oh yeah, we have this really awesome plot that we have to get back to."
Yeah. When you hit play and I was like 2 hours and 7 minutes, get the fuck out of here! No way.
What's the first movie's what? Like,
nobody
what,
got
an
time
hour
for
and
that.
a half?
I feel like they all are about
yeah,
that.
those movies are short. You don't need a 2 hour Lethal Weapon movie.
No.
No, you don't.
You got a half hour of fucking stand up.
Yeah,
That's no good.
right. And then
Fuck. Remember Anytime Minutes? That's what that movie made me think of. Like, oh, you couldn't text until you couldn't make
had to
phone
wait till
calls
after
after
7
9.
o'clock.
Yeah, right. That's what that movie was. That's all I thought about was, oh shit, yeah, cell phones. They were expensive for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna bill you for
Roaming
that first minute.
charges. Yeah, right.
that
Roaming,
first minute,
all
you
that
already
shit.
got charged.
He wasn't wrong.
no, it
he's
wasn't
right.
wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
But
it was just terrible.
Very
wasn't,
topical
I
at the
wasn't
time.
there to hear about it. Rotary phones were a bitch. They totally were. I understand.
One.
Yeah.
Four. I messed up. Back.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's more of that. There's more of just back and forth with Riggs and Murtaugh talking about, you're going to be a dad, I'm going to be a grandfather, this whole thing. It just goes on.
Even the thing with them in the beginning went on too long. With like when they had the picture, the news clipping of him naked in his skivvies.
Oh,
yeah.
it's like the running
And
gag.
it was the
where he-
embarrassing thing.
Right.
Yeah, and at first it was like kind of funny, Mel Gibson's like, pretending to scold the rest of the squad.
Oh, and he's
like,
the one
who's
yeah.
doing this? And it's him doing it, and he like just puts it back up, and he
Right.
does the same bit on the way out, and it gets to be too
And
much.
I forgot to even mention that whole little thing in the beginning with Mel Gibson sending Danny Glover out there to distract the guy by stripping
acting like a
down
chicken.
to his underwear
Yeah,
and
create a
clucking
distraction.
like a chicken. The whole town is in flames, and Riggs is like, I'm going to have some fun. Like,
He's still a sociopath.
yeah. And then the
Nothing's changed.
that doesn't just go away.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
But
yeah.
it's not mentioned. Like in all the stuff the chiefs, the commissioner's bitching about after. You think a conversation. By the way, why were you in your underwear squawking like a chicken when lives were at stake? What, were you guys having fun?
He was too busy thinking about all the property damage.
That's true.
He was like, "Fuck these guys." And
The mayor's
this
chewing my
shirtless
ass out.
bastard.
There wasn't that much
You look at
property
see,
damage.
I don't know.
in the
I had a
beginning. It
whole
was just
lot
that
of it left.
big rig truck.
The boat. I don't know. That wasn't their
That-
fault.
no, that
But
was-
if they
yeah,
were
that
there.
wasn't
It's their fault.
That wasn't like that was private property
Like
damage.
any
That was
good
his own property.
Any good buddy cop movie, if you're there, it's your fault.
That's true.
The house it was blowing up when we got there, Chief. I don't give a fuck.
That was the shark's fault.
It's your fault.
The shark did it.
When this movie jumped the shark, literally.
Oh, yeah. Right in the beginning, there's a shark, and they do, in fact, jump over it. So, yeah, there's a lot of this. There's them visiting Uncle Benny at the dentist. They have the whole laugh riot scene where they interrogate him with laughing gas, and for whatever reason, they all get
All I could think of was
Little Shop of Horror?
Well, no, the Pink Panther movie from the 70s with Peter Sellers, where Chief Dreyfus is he turned into like a Bond villain in this one. I forget exactly which one it was, but he's up in the castle. Inspector Clouseau has to pretend to be the dentist so he can infiltrate because Dreyfus had cracked a tooth, and he's disguised, in all this makeup, and it's a hot day, and they're laughing their asses off because the laughing gas thing breaks, the regulator breaks on the tank,
And
so
that
now
affects
they're
them
both
both.
laughing, and Peter Sellers' makeup starts melting, and which makes Dreyfus laugh even more, and he's like, I think I'm hallucinating. Your face is all melting, and it was just done much better.
Oh, totally.
Well,
much
that's how
much
the-
better.
All I kept thinking of was Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet when Riggs is taking a swig. I was like, he's gonna take the. Don't you fucking look at me like I'm waiting for him to go after Glover with some scissors. Chew on this velvet.
No, but this is when the truth comes out.
It is because
About
there
Butters
and
and-
this is another scene that is going on for way too long.
Yeah.
But it does have a point. It takes forever to get there, but it's
Yeah.
like you said, everything comes out. Murtaugh finds out about Butters. He's going to be the father of his grandkid, whatever.
The partner's he's not gay. He's
Yeah, he's not gay.
He's kissing up to his
Yeah.
would-be
Far from it. He's
father-in-law.
going to be family.
Yeah.
And that's a whole other subplot that's not needed.
Which is
in the
actually
movie.
worse.
Yeah. What the? you
Yeah, if
think
I was
I'm
Murtaugh,
gay?
I'd rather the dude had a crush on me than get my daughter pregnant. Yeah, I'd be like, you? Ugh.
Yeah. Is this it? Phone
That
jokes
baggy
at
suit?
Christmas every
That's it.
year?
You're gonna be my kid-in-law, huh?
You're gonna be-
Cool. Cool.
God, I gotta see you every holiday.
Especially the way he corrects him at the end when they're at the like looking into the nursery, and he goes, "Yeah, Murdoch," and he corrects him and says, "No, Butters."
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Butters, baby.
motherfucker. Yeah, Butters.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't be if you.
Ain't no Murtaugh's up in here.
Yep.
Shit.
So that goes on. Then there's this bonding moment between the grandfather and Danny Glover, the Chinese grandfather. There,
Yeah.
they have some scotch. They're talking about, he's going to be a grandfather. How wonderful it is. So the guy's dead. This bonding moment. It's like, oh, that dude's dead. He's going to die.
You know
And
what? Based
it's
on
gonna
the way
get
that
personal.
movie was going,
Yeah.
I was like, and I've seen the fucking movie. I was like, he's not gonna die. This movie's too wholesome.
Yeah.
And then he did it, and I was like, what? What is this movie?
No.
What
he
is
does.
this movie?
And just like that too, very quick.
Like, doesn't the whole family die in,
Yeah.
in like a fire?
Except
for the little boy?
No, they
get the rest of them
No,
out.
they get the
do
rest
they?
of them out.
Yeah.
The grandfather gets kidnapped. They set the house on fire, and Rene Russo is taken out. Riggs is taken out, but little Ping, the little kid, saves them.
Right.
And
Oh, right,
that's
Jet Li
how they're
shows up
able
at the
to
house.
get out. Yeah,
With the crew.
right.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Jet Li. He kills the grandfather. The grandfather, whoever the guy is. He's
Yeah, he's the
his
grandfather,
brother,
yeah,
his
yeah.
uncle,
Yeah.
or whatever. He's doing the counterfeit, and Jet Li's like, "Finish your job." He's like, "But I want to see my family," and then he kills the guy.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"You want to see your family now? Okay, I'll finish the job." It's sort of like working at Denny's, I guess. I don't know. And,
Very similar.
I've worked
Very
at
similar.
restaurants. They're pretty shrewd.
Yeah.
I like that the
Shrewd or brutal?
I like that
They're
the movie's,
shrewd.
the movie's very thorough in letting you know like how counterfeit money is created.
Oh, it's detailed.
Like they put it in
Yes,
the
it
dryer
is.
so that it can get weathered. It's not all crisp.
That's right.
Like, that's genius. I wouldn't have thought about
Extreme close-ups. Quentin Tarantino showed me how to do heroin. This movie showed me how to do
Counterfeit
money. So it was a good time to
Yeah,
be
get
alive
the
in the
plates and
90s.
the etchings. And
Yeah.
the,
Mark McCrae, the crime lord of Cumberland.
Uncle Benny. Uncle
What a bunch
Marky.
of nerds. We're looking up how to launder money in a dictionary.
So moving ahead, so as you realize it, Danny Glover takes this whole thing personal. He made a friend and he died. And I mean, it happens in every Lethal Weapon movie at one point. Riggs usually loses a girl he falls in love with, so it becomes personal. In part three, it's the friggin' the young Dirty Harry like cop who
the kid who gets killed.
who gets killed right away.
He's
It's
like
like
a young,
He's
He's
like,
like
let
a
me go
punk
with you
cop."
guys. Oh, come
Yeah.
on, you're too young, but I can do this. Okay, all right, fine,
Gets killed.
because we need
It was
another
very
dead body.
Colson. It was a very
Yeah,
Colson.
It was,
movie.
and then Riggs takes that
Minus all the
personally.
buildup.
Yeah.
Minus all the buildup, yeah.
And that's what happens here. So they hunt down Jet Li, and there's this long fight where Jet Li could easily kill these guys in 2 minutes. There's just I
He
know,
basically is.
yeah. I mean, but they should not be getting back up. Those are very lethal strikes, or lethal weapon strikes, if you will.
Yeah.
Nobody can get up from that. Not even.
And Riggs is like carrying him. Doesn't he catch him at one point?
They
and,
both
like-
they realize they need to join forces.
Yeah.
Wonder Twins
Right.
activate.
Yeah. I was just going to say that too, Tito.
Form of Braveheart. How about you, Danny Glover? What movies do you have under your belt?
Shape
Form
of, I'm too old for this
Operation
shit.
Dumbo Drop.
The color purple. Form of the color purple.
Saw. That's
So yeah, right.
That's right. It was in Saw.
He was a cop.
Yeah. And then Chris Rock was in the latest Saw.
Whoa.
So what's that make us? Absolutely nothing. So finally getting to the end of this movie, they do, incredibly, they defeat Jet Li. And at this point, you're like, why not just get this movie over with? And then you think it's done. You got the whole Riggs saves. No, one of them saves the other one from dying. I think Danny Glover saves Mel Gibson from drowning.
Oh yeah.
Right,
Pulls
they
him out
have
of the
their
water.
they have
Yeah,
their
yeah, they
emotional
fall off
moment on the dock,
yeah,
and you're like, okay, here it is. Here come the credits.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the villain's dead,
Yeah.
the movie. Nope.
That's how 2 ended.
Nope. That's how 2 ended. That's how 3 ends.
Yeah.
4 ends with more stick in a hospital.
So, I will
for
say,
20 minutes.
I did as dumb as the analogy is, I actually really like the scene with Leo and Mel Gibson at the wife's grave. And he tells the story about the frog.
That's right.
I was like, oh, this is like Joe Pesci's actually acting right now. And he's doing a really good job. And the story's dumb, but still like
makes sense,
meaningful and heartfelt. And it has that whole, like, you can even see the way Mel Gibson's playing it up. Like, this guy's a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get to the end of the story and you're like, oh,
He
that was
feels
actually a really nice moment in the movie.
Yeah.
Part of the movie that I was
The
like,
problem is
they
it
put
comes,
like 15 minutes into that part.
It comes in 2 hours after. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever.
And then they go right back to it with the big group picture at the hospital, because like Mel Gibson's like, you know, he brings him in. He's like, oh, Leo, you got to get in the picture. You're part of the family too. And like, oh, a big tearjerker. Like after that whole story, and then he's like,
well, that's after
right
there's a
back
bunch
to
of
annoying
knocking down patients and running through hospital hallways.
Oh, and they have to get married.
And they got to get
Oh my God, the most ironic part of this movie.
Russo
he
has
gets
to get
married by a rabbi. Mel Gibson gets married by a fucking rabbi and says, sure, why not? How much money did you get paid for this movie, Mel Gibson? I need to know. I need to know. Was it everything you needed to
muzzle, good things, good things.
Like you took that money and made Passion of the Christ? I need to know. I need to know, Mel. Yeah,
get to the bottom of that.
And then you get married by a rabbi.
There's your next detective movie.
Okay. He was like, fine.
Follow the money, Tito. Follow the money.
And they step on a paper cup. Shalom.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say Rene Russo, who kicked a lot of ass in Lethal Weapon 3, did nothing. Had one kick.
She kicked a little ass.
One
She
punch.
kicked some ass, and she was
one
pregnant.
Kick, one punch, and she was pregnant.
Well, she was fighting karate guys.
That's Queen
Like, not in
Amidala
a dojo,
shit to
but-
me. That's friggin'
What,
Attack
Natalie
of the
Portman?
Clones, friggin' Last Sith, pregnant Natalie Portman. I got nothing to do but become a space wife.
Whatever.
Bullshit.
Yeah, when I see that scene, I think of part 3 because they have that awesome scene together where they're both fighting all these dudes together, and which is a great scene in part 3. But there's just that, they're pretty.
Oh, I love that part.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this? I got
She
this.
plays that very well
That's
too.
my
Like she's
girlfriend.
very
Yeah, she
believable
can
as fucking
fight.
badass. Yeah.
I would love to have seen Rene Russo do more action films. I thought she was awesome in part 3, and you know she's had a good career. She hasn't had a bad career, but a couple more action films under her belt would have been good because she is good.
She is good.
And again, like in this movie, I'm just pregnant and I sit and stir things in a pot for half the movie, and I'm hungry all the time. And now I want. It's like, oh, come on, that's all you can do with her. Come on. But anyway, this is the end of the movie. They're all in a hospital. They're taking up a fucking hallway. I don't know if you've ever been in a hospital, but I've worked at a hospital. The hallways are small, and people are constantly moving.
Yeah.
You know, taking patients in
They're
and
not
out of rooms.
They're not going to stand there and wait while you
Right,
take a big group
no.
family photo.
Okay, everybody, come on, we're a family.
way.
Meanwhile, somebody's flatlining in the other room. You know, if a cold blue breaks out, you need to get your family out of the way.
You know what the coolest part about this movie was?
The end.
That
The end?
vending machine with the Kodak fucking instant cameras. I've never seen one of those.
I haven't.
I've
Really?
never
You
seen.
have. Nice.
What do you think they cost? Like $7, $8? What do you think?
Like, I would say probably 15.
Okay,
12 or
never
15.
seen one of those. I
Wow,
was so
really?
impressed by
Yeah,
that.
disposable cameras, yeah.
I was very impressed by
15.
that. They used that Kodak money. They gave it to Gibson. So
There
he
you
could
go.
make, Apocalypto.
These were the cameras he shot that movie with.
Says it right at the end. Filmed in Kodak.
Filmed in Kodak, yeah.
Sure shots. Kodak sure shots.
So then again, we're at the end, and there's this feel-good moment. Oh, who's gonna take the picture? Random guy, take the picture. Oh, you all friends? No. Look at the camera.
Family.
We're family.
And it's like everybody, including the chief.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah,
chief
he
shows
was
up.
there.
family.
The
Yeah.
chief is there. Oh,
Leo's
by the way,
family.
guys, you've been bumped back down to whatever the hell they were before.
Sergeant.
Sergeants. You're back to being sergeants again because you saved the world from evil Jet Li. So we're gonna demote you because it's funny.
Because we need you on the streets.
So I can yell
Good
at
cops
you.
like yous.
I miss having my ass chewed out by the mayor. Ooh.
Chewed, eaten. You miss having your ass eaten by the mayor.
Final thoughts?
Yeah, that about covers it.
Would you recommend this movie?
Yeah. I mean, it's bad, but it's not ground zero level bad movie.
All right. I'm going to agree with you because the way you look at this movie is the way I look at Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Okay.
I love Beverly Hills Cop 3.
That movie stinks.
Because I saw that movie. It does, but I saw that movie. Is
that the one at the theme park?
That's the one with the theme
Yeah.
park.
Oh, see, yeah, me too. I like it too.
I love that
I like
movie.
it too.
However,
Is that the one that Landis directed? Too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
After I saw part 1 and part 2, I realized 3 is not very good. Though that
You saw 3
surge-
first?
I saw 3 first.
Wow. You guys are blowing my
I did
fucking minds.
It was one of those things where everybody was going to the movies. They wanted to see Beverly Hills Cop 3, and I just wanted to go because I needed something.
And Mark's
to
like,
do.
do I have to have seen the other two to understand it?
It was
It's
bad.
your Hellraiser 4.
Mark went to go see Infinity
It
War
was
without
my-
seeing anything else
It was
in the
my Hellraiser.
MCU.
No way. No.
I'm gonna start here.
Who's this guy? Brian, who's this one? What's he doing here?
Just because I started off at season 7 of Game of Thrones just to piss my wife off. You got to go back. No, I got to figure it out. There's boobs and blood, and
And dragons.
You're all going to be let down because you're overhyping this show. You're going to hate the ending. No, it's going to be awesome. What'd you think of the ending? Yeah, so exactly. No, this was my Hellraiser 4. For whatever reason, it was the first movie, and I still like it. If anything, I like it because of Surge. That whole scene.
Oh, because they bring him back with the
is
guns.
fantastic.
Jackie
Yeah.
Stallone, she ordered 4.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
Every now and
Those
then, I
fucking
keep
guns.
sneaking away to have. What is it he has? It's just a rice cake. I don't care. I wear suits. I don't know. Funny stuff. He improvised that whole scene. That if the whole movie was that
That is a very good scene.
But I do love that movie. I love all the Beverly Hills Cop films. I don't hate them. So, point being, I understand where you're
'Cause
going
of-
with Lethal Weapon.
Because of
4.
Balky.
So I would recommend it. I would, but beware, it sucks compared to the other.
Yeah.
Three. It's not a good Lethal Weapon movie, but it has a couple of moments where you could have a laugh, and there's Jet Li. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know, man. I don't know what circumstances you could be in that I'd be like, yeah, see this movie. Like, I don't
I don't think you
If
could.
you asked me, like, oh, I saw 1, 2, 3,
There
should
are
I see
3
4? I'd be like,
better
nah,
Lethal
see 1
Weapon
again.
movies to.
Yeah, I'd be like, no,
exactly.
see 1 again.
Yeah. Have you
I'm gonna
seen
s-
the
no.
first 3? Yeah. Do you want more of that? Yeah. Don't see the
Let's
fourth
see
one.
the other one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no. I probably
I didn't like those movies.
I probably
needed
wanna
more
recommend
comedy.
Yeah, right. Wait a minute, Chris Rock's not in the other 3?
I need longer.
Do you have a movie with less action and more shtick and just some kung fu? Oh, well, I got the perfect movie for you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have Gary Busey in it, though, right? No. Okay, it's Lethal Weapon 4. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I'm with Tito. I don't think I can recommend this one either. It just seems like a watered down version of the. I mean, the original trilogy was perfect. They were great movies. This one, it just seems like it's a watered down kind of, almost like a family friendly kind of
I think
Lethal
that's
Weapon.
what they were going on.
Yeah.
Going for,
And
yeah.
it just totally doesn't fit with the rest of the movies.
No.
And if you want to see a good Lethal Weapon movie, watch the first one. Watch the second one.
Yeah.
It's still rated R too, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's almost nothing that would make it rated R.
Swears.
There's very little.
Yeah,
It's
swears.
a
A lot of
little
bad
bit.
language.
They
That's
fuck
it.
you with the cell
Oh
phone.
yeah, the
Yeah.
self.
Fuck
yeah.
you with the cell phones. Remember this? I did this in part 2 with the drive-through.
It's a callback.
I'm going to do it again, but more annoying.
Oh.
Dude's a rabid chihuahua through the whole movie. And then he has that cool frog story.
It is very tonally different than the other movies. Because even like I remember the cases and the poster images. It's all like silver
Heads.
and red for the other ones, and then this one was red and white. Like, and it's got all of them in like a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, oh, look how many actors we got in this one. Look at.
I mean,
Yep.
that
It's not
was
just these two guys.
Come
that
back.
was the tagline
Yeah,
to the film. The
they're all
gang's all
back.
here. It's like, but I don't want
The
really
gang.
half
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I'll take Joe Pesci because he's part of it. Rene Russo, fine, doing something better. And
I don't want to watch a Lethal Weapon movie about Iris.
I see what you did. That's why I don't want a fourth Beverly Hills Cop movie.
Why?
Because I like I like the 3. It's a good cop show. I just leave it that way for me.
You get Taggart back, I'm in.
If
Ronnie Cox is dead though, right?
Taggart
Did
couldn't
Ronnie
make-
Cox
I think
die?
Ronnie Cox is dead.
did.
Because I was saying,
but
if you can
could
get Ronnie
still do
Cox
it
back, I'll
without
be okay
Bogeyman.
with it. But if you get Taggart back,
Taggart will come back.
But Judge Reinhold looks like a lunatic now. All that fucking plastic surgery he's had.
Well, he's always been a lunatic in those movies. You saw that gun closet in part 2.
Yeah, but he's just like this fresh faced.
He joined the Cobra
that's
cult.
Like, Mom, he's this fresh faced kid.
I'm Billy's
Billy, we gotta have a talk.
He was another part of 3 I really like too. I'm head of the DDDG.
Oh, the JJ Jojo. Yeah, that part's really funny.
That movie is good. It's just not a good. I get it. It's just not a great Beverly Hills Cop film compared to the other. It's very watered down, but I do laugh at it. Well, how can you not? All right, so what's making our geek flags fly? I said wave again.
Yeah,
Fly,
what's
sorry.
making our
Do you
geek
guys
flag fly?
do like
Flutter.
best of the 4?
Oh yeah, we got it. Yes, this is the end of the series. We
good
have to
call,
rank them.
Tito.
We have
Good
to rank
call.
them.
Thank you.
That's right.
This is why
You guys
here.
don't listen to your own show.
No. It's been a long time. I see and hear enough of you people.
All right, so we've got
we gotta rank
Caravan of Courage.
Yep.
Yep.
What was the second one we did? Fan Four Stick.
Yep. Hellraiser 4.
Hellraiser 4, and now this one.
So what's the worst out of the 4 for each of us?
Fantastic 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree.
I'm going Lethal Weapon 4.
Wow.
No way.
I would rather watch Fantastic 4.
What? Tito.
Wow, Tito.
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay.
They're both 2 hours long. If Lethal Weapon 4 was a half hour shorter, then I would.
Yeah, but
pick
nothing
Lethal Weapon.
happens in that movie. At least this one, you have some stuff.
Like
Dude,
Fantastic
I-
Four, Lethal Weapon 4 also has a time jump, and it gets more boring after the time jump.
Dude, I was legit.
9 months later, and
when
nothing
we were-
happened.
I was starting to fall asleep when we were watching Lethal Weapon 4. Like,
Yeah, but if it was Fantastic Four, that you would have had to watch the 9 months.
Yeah, I know.
I might go this one. Tied for third.
Wow.
I'll put them tied for
All
third.
right. Cool.
All right.
I can't.
You do. It's your right, Tito. It's your right.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I'd say.
But you know what this means? That we all would rather watch that Ewok movie again.
Oh, hell yeah. That
Tito
movie was
loves the
so
Ewok
much
movie.
fun.
I'm not going to lie. I would too.
That movie was fun
I
as
would
hell.
know. I would.
Hellraiser, Lethal Weapon 4, Caravan of Courage, Fantastic 4.
I think it would go. Yeah, go ahead.
Hellraiser 4, Caravan of Courage, Lethal Weapon 4, Fantastic.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Yep.
And you would
I'm going
be-
Caravan of Courage,
Number
Hellraiser 4,
right.
tied for third, Fan 4 Stick, and Lethal Weapon 4.
There you go. Awesome. All right. So that's it. Well done, folks.
Nice.
Another series. Give yourselves
In
a
the
round
can.
of applause.
Here
Somebody
we
else
go.
clap, so I'm not the only one doing this. Thank you.
Brian's got the effects guy for that, I think.
Oh, I do actually.
Clap your
Do you have a
hands.
clap thing on there?
I think I do.
Brian, do you have the clap? There we go. Woo!
Yeah, it's the studio audience.
Another successful
folks. Thank
series
you.
of
Yeah.
4. Okay, quickly. What's making our geek flags fly?
All right. A couple really good trailers dropped.
Okay.
Westworld season 4, which I didn't even know that they had started filming, is already coming out in June, which is going to be awesome.
I didn't
just-
finish 3, and I need to go
I mean,
back
it's
and-
different,
Same
and
here, Tito.
I really hope that like somehow they find their way back to the park because I like the park.
Yeah.
It's like Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
season 3 lost me
Like
because
Jurassic
of that.
Park that movie was better when they were in the park,
Yeah.
and it
I think I got like maybe 3-4 episodes in.
Same here.
yeah.
I like the additional characters. I like that they added Aaron Paul. I like
Yeah, he was really
what's
good in
that?
it.
Yeah.
I like Aaron Paul.
she's like a producer, director, actress. She's with like
Bryce Dallas
Marshawn
Howard?
Lynch. You know when he goes around with the phone and finds jobs to do.
Oh,
It's that
yeah.
woman and Marshawn Lynch and
Yeah, I
Lena Waif, Lena something, whatever.
Yeah.
I liked her addition. I like the people they added to the show.
They also dropped the trailer for part 1 of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Oh, that's right.
oh
Yeah.
wow, there's
It looks
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah?
it's
Yeah,
like
it does.
it's going to be a 2-parter.
I love those movies.
They brought back a bunch of stuff. Kittredge comes back. Kittredge from the first
From the
movie.
first one.
From the first one.
You've
I'm
never
like,
seen me angry.
That's right. Kittredge, you've never seen me upset.
Yeah.
Never
And
seen
he's
me
like bad, and I love that. And he was
Yeah.
the last time I saw Kittredge was when he was the father in Ready or Not.
That's right. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, you're right.
Right.
How's the lasagna?
So,
Good and young.
and the other thing making it's not so much geeky, and it's really embarrassing, and I don't even know why I'm sharing it, but I'm going to share it anyway. I stumbled upon it's MTV's Wild and Out. which has been around for
Wild 'N Out.
over a decade.
Yeah, Nick
and I
Cannon's show.
never watched it because I didn't watch MTV after they stopped playing music videos. Because I'm old.
It got canceled, but then they brought it back.
Yeah,
because it was so popular.
And I mean, it's so funny. I was always a fan of Whose Line Is It Anyway? But it's very much like it's a comedy improv show.
Okay. Yeah,
but with a hip hop spin.
Cool.
And I love watching it. It's funny.
I don't watch the show, but I will watch the clips. I don't know if you've seen any yet with Justina Valentine.
Yes. Yeah.
She's like. She freestyle raps in the show, and she's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good.
Off the top of the head. It's pretty phenomenal to watch her.
And that's how they all do. And they have they'll do two teams, a colored like a red. Well, they change throughout the seasons, but like say red versus black.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Cannon's the captain of one team, and then they'll have a celebrity guest is the other. And they've brought Kiki Palmer's been on it a couple times. Fabulous.
Zendaya was on.
I haven't seen a lot of the newer ones, but Wu-Tang Clan came on one.
Yep.
The cast of all that. They had
nice.
Keenan Kell,
And this is
Laura
on YouTube.
Mary Beth Dunbar.
whatever her name is.
This is on YouTube?
No, so the YouTube has a bunch of compilations like best of battles, and a lot of them are about they focus on
Justina Valentine. Yeah.
Okay.
But the actual show itself is on Paramount. So it's funny. Check it out.
Awesome.
I would love to have a rap battle with the four of us.
All right.
Absolutely.
Are you high?
Huh?
Not yet.
We're old and white.
Is that why you're wearing your Black Panther t-shirt? You're like your inner kente cloth. You're like failing. Yeah. Wakanda forever.
I can totally do it. My name is Mark. I'm quite a spark. I got more riches than Tony Stark. Look at that.
Look at
that.
Oh, what did you do, Derek?
Grab a napkin. You got
Mark.
served.
You're busted. You're big. Your chair's gonna crack. If I tried to lift you, I'd break my back.
Oh, wow. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be funny.
Do we have enough of this last
That was weird. That was like watching my parents argue. Right? I don't want to see this.
That was awesome.
All right,
Derek, we'll do it after.
That's
we'll do it
All
after.
right.
Derek and I will get together and have rap
That
battles.
was awesome.
It's like the home version of the game. That's what we need.
I get it. Derek.
We could do pie or die.
Your name is Derek, and you suck. No, I can't do it. Brian, Brian, how about you?
Damn, I don't know how I can top that.
BET.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
No, I've been watching. The Kids in the Hall are back
Yes.
on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. It's very funny.
It's a show, right?
It's a
but
show.
I
It's
saw,
just-
but
it's
there's
just
a
like
I thought I saw a movie on there too.
There is a
There's
movie
Brain
on there.
Candy, but
Yeah.
no,
all
it's-
right, but
this
that's
is
the old movie.
series,
Okay.
It's good. They bring back a lot of the old characters, but a lot of new stuff too.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix. It's very funny. What else did I check out? Oh, Love, Death, and Robots season 3 is out, and I'm halfway through that one as well. That's very good. There's a 2-part documentary about George Carlin that dropped on HBO Max, which is awesome. If you guys
I want
are
to see
into
that.
George Carlin,
I love George Carlin.
yeah, he was like my favorite comedian growing up, and it was cool to see this documentary about his life and career, and he's just a funny bastard. If you're a fan of him, check it out. It's well worth the look. 2 parts.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been watching this past week.
Cool.
Tito.
Dude, I saw what I think is probably going to be the best movie of the year. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh, I want to see
I
that.
want to see it.
So
With Ming-Na, right?
Yeah.
No, not Ming-Na.
No, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. And Mike had seen it. I've been waiting for this movie. It's still not streaming. It's only in theaters.
Oh, no kidding.
But it's the multiverse, and it's done so well.
It's a multiverse movie?
It's a
Yeah.
multiverse movie.
Oh, cool.
It's broken down into 3 parts: Everything, Everywhere, and All at Once.
Okay.
There you go.
And essentially, she owns a laundromat. She's being audited by the IRS, and in the middle of her audit, her husband turns into a different person and tries to explain to her what's happening. Someone's trying to destroy the world, and she could be the version of her that would save the world. And they're different versions of her husband, the bad guy, the IRS auditor who is Jamie Lee Curtis, who's really funny.
Oh, no kidding.
Different versions of her. It's so good. It's long.
Yeah.
It's very long, and it's broken. The first 2 parts are fairly long. The last part is short. James Hong is in it.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah,
love
he
him.
plays her dad. Is it Ki Kui Han? Short Round Data plays her husband.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't know. The
wow.
daughter, I don't know. He hasn't acted in like 20 something years. This is like the first thing he decided
Yeah.
to get back into acting,
And
and
he
this was
picked
the
this.
first thing he did.
Nice.
You want me to play Michelle Yeoh's husband?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Let me get my back.
It's so good. I've been thinking about it a lot. Phenomenal
Nice.
film.
Awesome.
I'm hoping it comes to streaming soon.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
an A24, but it's
That's
awesome.
okay. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Multiverse is all over the place.
Yeah.
Because
It's
they
so
they have
It's so
a
good.
They're
teen.
the in thing.
There's a Teen Titans Go DC superhero
Yep,
girls
yep.
Oh,
team up
really?
movie that's a multiverse.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Cool. I caught The Sadness on Shudder last night. Asian zombie movie, or more so an Asian killer virus movie. A lot in common with the Batman run with the Joker's toxin turning everybody into lunatics, like grinning lunatics. That's this movie.
Nice.
This is an incredible zombie-esque film.
Subtitles, right?
Subtitles,
All right, so I
but
can watch it at work.
but here's the thing: even if you're not a fan of subtitles, there is so much action and not a lot of dialogue. It's not going to stop you. It's not going to slow the movie down. It is just nonstop gore, violence. Very little comedy, and it's like you can't help but look at some of the way some of these guys are running around is goofy looking, but when they hit you pretty hard. And I highly recommend it if you're a zombie apocalypse fan, if you're a fan of like 28 Days Later, or Asian horror in general, which I am, Train to Busan and all those zombies. Definitely check this movie out. It is fantastic. I rarely do my eyes widen when I see a horror film anymore. I was just like, holy crap!
Yeah, I saw you post the
it was
other night
insane.
on Facebook. when you were
and I said
watching
it is an insane movie to watch.
What's it called again?
It's called The Sadness.
The Sadness.
And it's streaming on Shudder. Check it out. The other thing I want to talk about is Humanoids from the Deep, which was a movie I thought I saw a long time ago, but I
Yeah.
think I mixed it up with another film.
Maybe.
Because I had not seen this one. I've been watching Joe Bob, the new season, and I backtracked to watch the last movie on the last season, which was Humanoids from the Deep. Roger Corman produced.
Yeah,
It
I
is
watched
awesome.
it on Joe Bob last year.
It is fantastic.
It is.
Early Rob Bottin effects,
Yeah.
which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Just a few months, or I think a year before he even did The Howling, so he was even like younger, doing these awesome mutant fish effects. Extremely gory. Also worth checking out. So a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah.
Making the ski flag fly, man.
Nice.
But definitely see The Sadness. I cannot. It's just it's fantastic.
All right.
And also, Derek Raynard had his chorus. I attended
geez,
Derek
you mentioned
Raynard's
that.
chorus concert. He was fantastic. He sang in it. It was
Yes, I had-
beautiful.
well, it wasn't a solo. It was
It was a trio, but it was awesome, and I could hear you.
Could
Yeah,
you? You could.
I could hear you.
They were distinct.
I'm
We had
not bullshitting
the
you.
sound crew was awesome.
Yep.
We got a brand new sound crew that did the sound for the concert this year, and they like blew the other place out of the water. Like they're more expensive, but when we could all hear ourselves. And one of the biggest things when people go to the show, we have an orchestra that plays with us, that accompanies us.
Nice.
And a lot of people find that they can't hear the chorus; they can only hear the orchestra. So
No, you guys fixed that.
yeah,
And I got to give a shout out to my sister and my mom.
Absolutely.
They're in the chorus. Leah had a
Leah had a solo.
awesome voice. Miss Leah Macrina. You got to love the Macrinas. We're everywhere. We're like a rush.
talented girl.
There you go, folks. That is this episode of Three Geeky Dads. If you want to hear this or past episodes of all this awesomeness, maybe wow, I really like this series of 4. I want to hear other series of 4. Brian, where can they go?
They can go to our website. We have a website, www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com. And like Mark said, you can find this episode. You can find all of our past episodes. You can find a bunch of other stuff like our social media presences. We have links to all of those. We have links to our email. We have links to where you can rate and review the show. We also have a link to our Ko-fi page where if you really like us and you want to give us a couple of bucks to help the show keep going, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. So head on over there for lots of geeky goodness.
Yeah, we're low on booze after a lot of these.
It does not go to feed our booze addiction.
But it should.
You want to know if it's worth it?
Because May is a very expensive month. let's put it that way.
It's our most expensive month. Okay,
Half the
cool.
budget for the show goes to May.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you guys again for listening. Stay tuned for our next episode when we talk about, you'll just have to tune in and find out. Until then, I am Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
And until next time, keep watching the sharks because they're falling from the sky. It's 3 geeky dads. Good night.
Jump.
That was nice. That was nicely said.
Thank you. That was a good one. It was.
Drink till it's good.
The kids got bosoms!
Sorry. I had the wrong one queued up.
You see what this movie did to us.
Was that meant for me?
All right. Can we take it from the drink till it's good?
Okay, cool. Rosie O'Donnell, you're not in this movie. I am too. Ah! Did you notice when she started looking like Sam Kinison? That's what, one could argue she was.
Oh, that's
she
hilarious.
She
I
played,
never thought about that.
She played the hilarious, kind of cute girl in
Kind of cute.
League of Their Own. Not cute like cute, but she was there. She's
How'd you do that?
She's
Oh,
sassy.
she's great in that movie.
She's adorable.
I love that movie.
And it's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Love that
and
movie.
she had a couple of roles like that. And then one day she got angry. And then, like the Hulk, just never came down from it. Then she cut the hair. She got even angrier. And I swear to God, she started looking like Sam Kinison.
Yeah, and her rants go on like she does. She has that Sam
Yeah.
Kinison growl voice.
But she didn't die in a car crash.
The wrong comedian did.
I want to do that every 33 seconds.
I hope you do. I hope you
I
do.
got the timer ready. I'm looking right now. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
I'm ready. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. We're rolling.
You got your parchment
I'm
paper over
good.
there, Mark?
Got my parchment.
It's as good as it's going to get this
Shit,
week.
I'm gonna knock this over. I wrote it on papyrus this time.
At least you use letters.